Hi and welcome to another gaming video, and in today's video I want to talk about the fact that I need to buy more physical games. So the world may have gone all digital. You've got streaming services taking the place of watching a DVD or listening to a CD, and you've got games that are being bought from digital storefronts. Video and DVD shops have gone. CD and vinyl stores, I suppose, just aren't as popular as they used to be. And even game stores these days, they sell more hardware, accessories, things to do with gaming, rather than actual games themselves. And I actually read that over 80% of game sales are now digital. That is a huge drop in going somewhere and buying a physical copy of a game. And since me becoming a Switch owner, I've fallen into this trap of going on the eShop, browsing, grabbing a game because you can get it there and then, and it's a horrible trap to fall into. Maybe I'm just old, but I do like to have a shelf full of game cases, and digital storefronts seem to be taking that away. I've got about 40 games for my Switch. Only about 5 of them are physical, and it looks pretty poor sitting on the shelf. So I owned a huge collection of games for whatever system I had. I had a big selection for my Dreamcast, I had a massive selection for my PS3, and I loved showing them off. I loved putting them on a shelf for people to look at. They knew what systems you had, and they knew what sort of games you were into, and they knew you were a gamer. It was great. But that's not the only sort of downside of this all digital gaming. You don't technically own these games. You might have bought them, they might be tied to your account, but you technically just license them from the game company at their convenience, and they can pull the rug at any time, and it has happened. You don't own them, you don't own your account, and it's getting worse and worse with the likes of the Switch 2. Nintendo have got more aggressive with the whole gaming and licensing and what you can play on it. So in 20 years' time, will your digital Switch games still be playable or downloadable still if you got a new system and need to get them? We don't know. Physically, you can still play your physical NES games, Game Boy games, Master System games, all the way up to PlayStation 2, original Xbox, GameCube, Sega Dreamcast, before the next generation, like the PS3 and the Xbox 360, introduced sort of buying games on your console, and this whole trend for digital downloads really started to begin. So I'm going to revert. I'm going to try and buy more physical games. And it's not always easy. Digital games are often on sale, the prices of them fluctuate sometimes daily, and there is sheer convenience. I can be sitting there in an evening and I'm bored, and I think I'm just going to go on the eShop and find a game, buy it, download it, got it there and then. The price and digital games do tend to be cheaper. They can be. You can get them from the eShop, or you can get them from discount websites. So there's more variety of sort of shopping around and getting your digital games at a better price. But you don't have anything to show for them. There is a little bit of an exception, and I stumbled across this because I bought a Switch game in a shop, sitting on the shelf. This lovely case. Bought it, took it home, and then realised that there was no cartridge in it. It was a download code only, and that is a bit of a halfway. You've got a game box to sit on your shelf, but there's no physical cartridge, so you don't then technically own it. I don't particularly like that, although it's a bit better than not having anything at all. You've got the same with these game key cards for the Switch 2. The game isn't on the cartridge. You put it in your Switch, it downloads the game, but you do need the physical cartridge, and you do have a game case to put on your shelf. In that way, you do get some kind of a shelf piece for your digital games. It's not the same as owning a physical media, a DVD or a cartridge that is yours. It's not at the discretion of some tech company, and you can store these on a shelf and show them off. If you've got one system or 15 systems, you could do massive selections of games for people to look at and show off. It's about showing off, but it's also about physically owning that piece of gaming history, and it's yours to do what you want with it. Yeah, I'm going to try and stop buying games off of the eShop. it hasn't worked really so far. Like I say, I've got about 40 games on my Switch, but only 5 of those physically. But I just want something to show on a shelf to show off, and for the reassurance that I own those games. So yeah, I'm gonna try and buy some games physically. Let's see how it goes. Let me know what you think about buying these games physically. I mean, it's good to have it physically. First of all, if you're putting it in a machine, most of the game is on the cartridge or the disc, whereas versus digitally, you're downloading it. That takes up more of your storage. But let me know what you think. I love physical media, but I have fallen foul to this convenience of digital games. Link, like, subscribe, enjoy.